Welcome back to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are a sailing family who set off from New Zealand 6 years ago with first 3 children, then 2, then 1, and right now none. We are empty nesters for the next few weeks while Ivan, our youngest, is off on a European adventure to Switzerland and beyond. For the next 6 days, he's travelling with his friend Finn Whitaker through chocolate box scenery. His elder brother, also called Finn, is just one country away in Genoa, Italy, where he is now competing in the World Beach Sprint Championships, a new Olympic event. So we'll be checking in on him too for a bit of rowing action. But first we have boat maintenance to attend to after an incident in Zanzibar involving the windless, the anchor chain and a coral bommie. It sounds like the start of a joke, but we're far from laughing.
Actually got a bit of bad news. A week or so back when we went ashore, we'd gone out at low tide, and as the tide went up, the chain between the windlass and the bridle, which hangs down a bit, and when there's no current or wind it hangs right down. As the tide came up, it got caught between a rock, caught around a rock, and as the tide came up it became tighter and tighter, and it's broken a bolt on the windlass. It's a bit of a project. I'll look at it. It's sheared the bolt off, I think, underneath the windlass, and it might have ripped it out of the base of the windlass itself, so we'll see when we pull it apart. Boy, what a mess we have got here, Rachel. Look at all the oxidation. Well, electrolysis actually, probably more than oxidation, it's just electrolysis I think. And if you have a look here, we've got the 2 bolts on one side, on port side, still attached, but actually it's sheared off both the starboard bolt attachments, and it's literally ripped them out of the casing, which is a cast iron, well actually no, cast aluminium I think, casing. So somehow I need to get the bolts fixed back into the casing of the windlass. So look at this, those are the holes there, what's remaining of them. You'll see around here how much is eaten away, all this. And so hence, you know, this side's much better. But if you look, all this is eaten away. It should be like that on that side. And this here, look how much is eaten away there. Incredible. And that's what's remaining of the hole. So I'm suspecting we're going to have to try and build this all up again. Those areas there in particular. Fill this all in here again with something as well. I'm not sure how that can be done, but I mean a welder might be able to do that and make it all good, but not being an expert in these things. I wonder if epoxy, no, I don't know, I really don't know. We'll have to go and get some expert opinions. In fact, a couple of sailing buddies over here, I might get their opinions on it as well.
Oh my god, it is so beautiful here. I'm in full tourist mode now on the train across. Every time there's like you'll see an opening in the valley, I'm like, you see my mouth would drop and I'd grab my phone or something like that, and then the people next to me, they were just smiling at me, pointing at all the snow caps. If I find a patch of snow, I'm gonna send you a video of me jumping into the snow in my underwear.
Good. I look forward to seeing that. So you've navigated the airport and got your second flight on time. You've navigated the train timetable and got to Visp. So now what happens?
I don't know. Finn will be here in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then from there, I don't know. I think we head off and try and find this accommodation, and then we'll drop our bags and
go for a walk.
Hit the trains.
Oh, hit the trains. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll figure it out.
Fantastic.
So
wonderful.
Cool, man.
So glad that you got there safely. So glad that you're loving it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switzerland's your kind of place, eh?
Yeah.
Das ist gut. Das ist gut. Ist gut, mein Freund. Sehr gut. Okay. What he said. Alright. Continue.
Okie dokie, it's a new day. While I've got the windlass out before we do a repair job, I'm going to change the oil. And I need to do that job, adjustable spanner and some gearbox oil. Good to change this while we can, eh? It's an easy way to do it rather than having to suck it out. This way you know you've got it all out. It's still very viscous. Yeah, could have gone for another couple of years, but it's all good. Before I go much further, I better get this into a safe position before I bump it. You know what's going to happen, if I don't. Get this put away in a safe container to be disposed of later. So we've brought in the heavy artillery.
Let's see
And
how
Andy?
it goes.
Yeah,
Andy,
we'll
look at
see how
him.
it goes.
That's Andy,
Andy's
that's
the
Frank.
master here at the minute.
So after I've done my little cleanup with the wire brush, this is
Toilet cleaner.
toilet cleaner. It's actually hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it's
That you
pretty strong stuff.
put in swimming pools.
But it's amazing how the electrolysis is eating away the aluminium. And I think also there's current running in the.
Yeah, it's
there's
always-
current,
yeah.
and the current's also creating
As
the
soon as
electrolysis.
As soon
Yeah,
as this is running,
that's creating current.
loves it.
Loves it. Eats it away.
Andy very kindly came over and he suggested maybe putting a bit of aluminium plate, cutting that to size, and then attaching that to the base. So basically lifting the whole windlass off, but giving a much stronger base to then tap and screw the bolts back into the base. But Frank is of the opinion that just the putty that I bought yesterday, I bought some steel putty which I don't have handy. Steel putty for you, hang on. Got the steel putty yesterday, and that's really strong too. This is the much easier option, we think. Don't we? Do you agree, gents?
It's definitely an easier option.
Yeah, and if it becomes rock hard like Frank says, then you could even tap it.
It'll tap easily.
Yeah.
This is the great thing about sailing. Cruising around the world with other people,
Yeah.
and everyone chips in with
They
their
have to help.
advice and time and support. I have built a moat, first ever moat. I've used a bit of silicone on the outside ones. Yeah, used a bit of silicone to keep them in place. The inside ones I didn't need to use any silicone. This one needs to be put up. Now I'm going to start with the putty. Got to mix it together, knead it together. It takes about 5 minutes apparently, and then from the time you start applying it, it goes off pretty quickly, 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm going to be pretty quick applying this stuff and pushing it into all the gaps, all the little holes, the micro holes that have been formed over the years that we just cleaned out. I don't want to use too much because if I overuse it, if it goes too high, I'm going to have to sand it back later, so it's going to be more work. So I want to get as flush as I can. Let's see how we go.
We are just sitting around waiting for the beach sprints. The World Beach Sprint Championships are now in Genoa. This is like a short course event. Rob, you better come because it's on soon. This is the quarterfinals for the quad. Finn is out of the single, had a terrible heat. Well, actually it's time trials. They had time trials and he missed the buoy. So we had to go back. He didn't get a second time trial because they had bad weather. Should have been 2 time trials. We only got 1 time trial, as did everybody else obviously, but if you had a bad first one you should be able to pull yourself back.
It's like a rip charge.
Yeah, like a
normal
anyway, they
stuff
didn't do it because they had bad weather. They chose a very bad beach as well because it has a quick drop off, there's big waves, anyway, lots of current, and but here we go, we're coming up to the quad, which includes in it Olympic champion and actually silver medalist in the last Olympics, Paris Olympics. So here we go.
Emma Twig. So Emma's in the boat. She's a good athlete.
Oh, okay, here the other lineup. That's the
the
Dutch, and that's Finn is the second with the white cap.
White cap on. The Dutch are a good crew too. These are 2 very good crews.
And that's Matt.
Interestingly, Matt Dunham, who was Finn's doubles partner in the long course, he is the coxswain of the quad. He's a very good steerer of the boat.
Yeah, you would normally have someone lighter, but he knows his
Very
stuff.
skillful.
Oh.
who's the Dutch
And
Games took home a silver medal in Paris.
there. God, they hold him a long time. And they're off.
Okay, so let's see how
Here we
her
go.
sprint
Look at him
is.
go.
No
Look at
running
him go.
involved in
He's
flat
so
water,
fast.
But certainly half of her job here is getting
There's
them
such a
out
lot
and
of
away as quick as
unevenness.
possible. And indeed, it is Caroline Florijn in the 3-seat for the Netherlands, jumping into this crew to try and push on. And let's see whether that will pull them up through the rankings against the stacked New Zealand crew. Emma Twigg, we already mentioned, Olympic champion from Tokyo, joined by Finley Hamill, Kirsten Brown, Joseph Sullivan, and we mentioned Matt Dunham there in the coxswain seat for New Zealand. And wow, the Dutch here, they knew they needed to pull out all the stops, and that's exactly what they've done.
There's Joe Sullivan in the stroke seat.
Another
there.
Olympic gold medalist.
He won an Olympic gold medal in London in the most incredible race in the history of rowing, potentially in the double scull.
Superstar to New Zealand, their boat handlers had the boat moving way before Matt Dunham got to it. That made their start way faster, but Netherlands have crawled back. It is going stroke for stroke around the turn. New Zealand going a bit wide. Netherlands here look a bit slower. New Zealand, where are they going? They're going right over on it to the left-hand lane.
We've gone right past the buoy. What? We went
very
right past the buoy.
This is
What the heck? Oh, they lost there. It was a bad turn
that was
by
a
our
bad
guys.
turn. Come on, guys.
Wow, yeah, this is going to be a really big push here from New Zealand to try and get themselves back onto station. That long sweeping turn has not cost them though, because look at this turn of speed here. This is amazing stuff from the Kiwis, who are now pushing out. Emma Twigg in the bow seat will be able to see stroke for stroke, person for person, the Dutch crew alongside, and they're rating through the roof here in the Netherlands crew. My word, they're really going for it to pull themselves up alongside. Duke of Vetter will be talking to them to push them back into the lead here. This is astounding stuff.
Oh, this is unreal, and I do think Netherlands have got themselves into that lead. New Zealand has to come back over right on course here now. This is going to come down to it. It is between Olympic silver medalist Emma Twigg, former Olympian Marieke Keizer there of the Netherlands. Who is going to get it?
Oh, here we go. It's
so close.
The final
Holy heck.
sprinting the line. And who's
Here she goes, here she goes, here she goes, here she goes.
Oh my God.
And Emma Twigg falls up the beach. It's going to be for the Netherlands.
Oh, bummer. Oh, good race, but far out, not quite the result we were hoping for there.
There you go. Matt's unlucky in the unlucky team again.
Oh,
That's
man.
Really breathtaking there.
That was unfortunate.
Wow.
It was a good race.
We were
Really good race. That turn,
That's
I'm
an out,
afraid, was
that's an out.
critical. I don't know what happened in their turn.
strokes, and then
They
that
went
sprint
so
to the
far
beach.
past it.
Emma Twigg, that was such a shame for her slipping there.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Oh well.
So unfortunate.
Onwards and upwards. So this has been one you'd put down, you chalk down to experience this regatta. It's, you know, at the end of the day, it's the Olympic regatta in LA in 3 years' time, 4 years' time is the real one.
So we ended up coming up against the Dutch in our first knockout. Really good race, very tight. Unfortunately, Emma tripped on the run up the beach, but it would have been a very close finish either way. But so we lost our knockout. The Dutch went on to the final and got silver. Not a great regatta for New Zealand at the beach sprint. Emma was our only medal. She got third in the single. Yeah, so a bit disappointing. It was still a lot of fun, but location wasn't great in terms of the beach, the fairness of the beach. It's a stone beach for starters. So they've actually had diggers and all sorts of machinery on the beach while we're all kind of down milling around, and they've been regrading it and trying to flatten it out because it's kind of just a dumping wave onto a pile of rocks. So they have made it a bit better, but still doesn't fix the dumping wave issue. This is an Olympic event though, so it really does need to be better. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of learning, I guess, for everyone at this stage. So life goes on. Next few days, I'm going to be doing a little bit of sightseeing and then off to England where I'm going to go see family. Ivan will be joining me shortly, and that'll be great to see him. That's about it. So yeah, nice one. All right, see you later.